Hello kids, how are you? Today we are going to discuss about another important lesson. Guess what? Yes, it's about nouns, right? So, what are the nouns? Do you have any idea of that? Or not? Well, let's see. A noun is a word that names something. Well, we can simply say a noun is a name. පුතේ කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා අහනවා මොකක්ද අනේ නාමපදයක් කියලා කියන්නේ අපිට එතකොට කියන්න පුළුවන් අපි මොන හරි දෙයකට භාවිතා කරන නමකට අපි කියනවා නාමපදයක් කියලා. Right? So, a noun is a word that names something. Or we can say a noun is a name for something. Okay? So, now let's see what are the types of these nouns. Right? So, here I categorize these types of nouns into 4 parts. But remember, we have 8 types of nouns. Okay? So, first we have proper nouns and common nouns. Then we have abstract nouns and concrete nouns. After that, we have countable nouns and uncountable nouns. And finally, we have collective nouns and compound nouns. So, children, first we are going to learn about proper nouns and common nouns. Okay. What are the proper nouns? A name which refers only to a single person, place, or thing. That means if we use a noun to specific thing, then we call them as proper nouns. As an example, there is a girl, so I named her as Jane. So Jane is a proper noun, okay? And if say there is a little puppy, if I call it as Tom, so Tom is a proper noun. Okay? පුතේ අපි වෙන වෙනම නම් වලින් වෙන වෙනම දේවල් හඳුන්වනවා නම් ඒවට ආවේනික වෙච්චි ඒගොල්ලොන්ට විතරක් කියන නම් තියෙනවා නම් අපි ඒව හඳුන්වනවා proper nouns කියලා. Okay? So let's see a few examples. We have Jane, America, Tommy, and River Nile. Alright, now let's see what these common nouns are. So, a name for something which is common for many things. That means these names, these nouns we can use in general, right? ඕනම දෙයකට පොදුවේ භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන් නමකට අපි කියනවා common noun එකක් කියලා, right? So, let's say there is a group of boys, so we can call them as boys. Right? If they are wearing uniform, we can say, they are students, right? අපිට පොදුවේ භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් වලට අපි කියනවා දරුවනි common nouns කියලා. So here we have girls, countries, dog, river. So these nouns are few examples for these common nouns. Hope you understood. තේරුණා නේද proper nouns කියන්නේ මොනවද? Common nouns කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා? Well, so now we are going to learn about abstract nouns and concrete nouns. So what are the abstract nouns? නම කිව්වම පොඩ්ඩක් බයත් හිතෙනවා abstract. Right, but it's a word for something that cannot be seen but it's there. It has no physical existence. That means there is a thing and we know, right? There is a word and we know that, but we can't see them, right? They are not tangible. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them, but there is something. We know that. So we need few words, we need nouns to name them. So we use abstract nouns for that. As an example, there is a boy and he is smiling, right? We know that he is happy, but we cannot see that. We cannot touch that. කාටරකින් අල්ලන්න පුළුවන්ද සතුට කියන දේ? අල්ලන්න බෑ. නමුත් අපි දන්නවා එයා සතුටින් කියලා. So happiness is an abstract noun. They may be like ideas, maybe concepts, maybe feelings, maybe qualities, right? All the things which we cannot touch, which we cannot see, we call them as abstract nouns. අපිට මොන හරි දෙයක් අල්ලන්න පේන්නේ නැත්තම් අල්ලන්න බැරි නම් ඒවා හැබැයි තියෙනවා කියලා අපි දන්නවා නම් ඒ වගේ නාම පදවලට අපි කියනවා පුතේ abstract nouns කියලා. So here we have few examples. They are happiness, truth, darkness, and of course we can say proud, victory, So there are lots of abstract nouns, right? So then we have concrete nouns. It's very easy පුතේ. The totally opposite side of this abstract noun. සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම abstract nouns වල අනිත් පැත්තට අපි කියනවා concrete nouns කියලා, right? So it refers to the things we can see and have physical existence, right? If we can see them, if we can touch them, if it has a physical appearance, then we call them as concrete nouns. So here we have few examples. There are trees, people, stars, chairs, boys, girls, everything we call them as concrete nouns. Hope you understood. හරිනේ? තේරුණානේ? Well, so now we are going to talk about countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So this is very easy because we learned this when we were kids, right? අපි චූටි කාලේ මේවා නම් ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. And we know that countable කිව්ව ගමන් දන්නවා ගණන් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන දේ. Uncountable කිව්ව ගමන් දන්නවා ගණන් කරන්න බැරි දේ කියලා. So you are correct with it. Countable nouns are the nouns that can be counted, right? We can count them, and of course remember we can use plurals and singulars with these countable nouns, and also we can use the articles mean the and a. We can use these articles with these countable nouns, and of course we can make the plurals and singulars with these countable nouns. Hari මේ countable nouns එක අපිට articles පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. articles කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ the, a සහ and කියන articles ටික. ඒ වගේම අපිට මේවල singular සහ plural කියන දේවල් අපිට මේවත් එක්ක හදන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද මේවා ගණන් කරන්න පුළුවන් නිසා, right? එතකොට examples මෙතන තියෙනවා a tree, an apple, boys, girls. හරි, whatever the noun is, if we can count that, we call them as countable nouns. So after that we have uncountable nouns. Putte, we call this noun as non-countable nouns and also as mass nouns, right? So these nouns cannot be counted, so we call them as uncountable nouns. So here we have few examples. We have sugar, water, sand, right? Putte, remember we cannot use any articles with them, and also we cannot form these nouns into plurals or singular, right? අපිට මේ නාම පදත් එක්ක articles පාවිච්චි කරන්න බෑ. ඒ වගේම අපිට මේ නාම පදත් එක්ක බහුවචන පද ඒකවචන පද කියලා හදන්න බෑ, because these nouns are always in its singular form. මේ නාම පද හැම වෙලේම අපි කියනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉන්නේ ඒකවචන ස්වරූපයෙන් කියලා, right? Finally, we have collective nouns and compound nouns. Okay, so what are the collective nouns? Putte, it's a word for a group of things, people or animals, right? If there is a group of students, if there are a few things and we need to show them, we need to express that group of thing like one. අපිට මොන හරි ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙන අපිට ඒක එක දෙයක් විදිහට පෙන්වන්න ඕනි නම් අපිට මේ collective nouns use කරන්න පුළුවන්. As an example, there are a few boys and we can call them as a group of boys. කොල්ල ගොඩක් ඉන්න අපිට කොල්ල ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා කියලා කියන්න නැතුව කියන්න පුළුවන් පිරිමි ළමයි කණ්ඩායමක්, a group of boys, right? So a group of is a collective noun, right? So here we have another examples. They are a flock of birds, we have family and an army, right? There are few or many people or things or animals inside that particular group, but we call them as a collective noun, right? Then we have compound nouns, a noun made up of two or more existing words. That means putte, we take two different words or more different words and use them, and we use those different types of words and we make a one word from them. අපි වචන දෙක තුනක් එකට අරගෙන ඒ වලින් හදනවා පුතේ එක වචනයක්, right? So we call them as compound nouns, right? As an example, we can say sunflower, teacher in charge, bookshop, right? Swimming pool, railway station, airport, highway. There are lots of compound nouns. Putte, today we discussed about nouns, and you know what the nouns are, and also we discussed about the types of nouns. So we had 8 types of nouns. What are they? Tell me. What are the nouns we learned today? Yes, we learned about proper nouns and common nouns. Then we discussed about abstract nouns and concrete nouns, and we talked about countable nouns and uncountable nouns, and finally we discussed about collective nouns and compound nouns, but I hope you understood them. All right, and finally we discussed about few examples for those nouns, right, children? So that's all for today. Hope you understood these nouns well. If you have any doubts or questions, you can comment. So children, stay safe. See you from another video. So bye bye.